Thank you, Madam Chair, and thanks to the panel. I'm starting my fourth term here as a member of the House Ag Committee, and I think we can probably all agree as Republicans and Democrats that the issue isn't about getting people off of SNAP benefits. The issue is about making sure that people who are on SNAP benefits have access to the jobs that we know are available in this country right now. And I think we can all agree, too, may not be our committee's jurisdiction, that there are some loopholes that still exist within our workforce training programs that perpetuate families staying on SNAP benefits, which is why we have right now 9 million more people on SNAP benefits in this country today, when there are 6.1 million jobs available, less than 4% unemployment, than when we had 9.5% unemployment. So today is a day that I certainly hope we can take your testimony and come together and try and find solutions. In the 2018 Farm Bill, obviously a lot of us here in the House wanted to try and close what we saw as a loophole in our workforce investment programs by allowing for investment within SNAP education and training to allow families to go get training for jobs that we know are available in our communities. If we don't do it now when unemployment's at 3.9%, we're never going to do it when unemployment's at 9.5%. Help us come up with some solutions. Help us come up with some solutions to allow families to get money to go back and get training so they don't have to worry about what they can or cannot buy at the grocery store anymore when they're doing everything they can to get a job in our communities that we know that are available. It's very frustrating to me that this debate becomes more about politics than clearly it does about policy. That is a very frustrating point for me as a legislator, and I certainly hope now that we have the other side in charge that we can come up with some solutions, because that loophole in our workforce investment system still exists. And if we do nothing, we're not helping those families who want to get off of SNAP benefits. So that's my point. Being from Illinois, I also have an issue with the waiver process. Following the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, I sent a letter to our then governor of Illinois, Bruce Rauner, asking what justification that the state of Illinois had to waive the ABOD time limit in 101 of 102 counties. While individuals should not be penalized if jobs are unavailable, I inquired regarding what steps the state had taken to encourage the SNAP recipients to get training for employment. And the governor's administration at the time claimed a need for a waiver was due largely to administrative burdens, not out of any particular necessity in all of the 101 to 102 counties. Administrative governmental burdens. Again, it's cruel to do nothing to help a system recover. It's cruel not to help families get training for jobs that we know are available even in the rural communities that I serve. That's what's cruel. Now, Mr. Adelson, I got a quick question for you. Why in the world, a state like Illinois, where we have low unemployment, why in the world did our governor ask for a waiver for 101, 102 counties?
Thank you, Congressman. You hit on it already. One reason is it's driven by the workload on their end, or perceived workload on their end. And the other reason is simply to maximize the number of people that are waived. We've heard that explicitly from states. That's what they're doing. They're not looking strategically at where are people actually unable to get work or get into training. They're just looking at how do we maximize this waiver to cover as many people as possible so they don't have to be engaged, which is a problem. That's exactly what the rule tries to do. Is it's not getting rid of the waiver. The waiver exists. It's in federal law. It's just making sure that it can only be used where it's actually targeted. On the administrative side, I heard the same thing in Maine. I've heard it in many other states. Well, that's a lot of work. Well, first of all, that's the job of the government agency. So yes, it's going to take some work. That's the job. On the other hand, it really hasn't proven to be an administrative burden in any way. The systems are all set up to do it because of the 1996 law, and it's work that they're already able to do. And I would just say, Congressman, quickly, I've heard a couple times the mention of college students. There are other ways to meet this requirement other than working part-time. And individuals who are enrolled at least half-time in any recognized school, training program, or institution of higher education are exempt from the requirement. So that really doesn't come into play with this particular population or waiver.
Great point. Thank you, and I yield back.